Hey guys, it's Gideon. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and holiday season. We're into phase 2 now, and I wanted to talk about group etiquette. Just because right now everyone is leveling up, gaining gear. A lot of this should be common sense, but I think it's an important topic to cover quickly. So, the main thing is to just communicate openly and honestly. Till the next one, peace. Just kidding. So, but that is what solves the most problems that you're going to run into. Most of the time, if something bad happens and someone gets upset, if you didn't have if you didn't do something maliciously and you apologize, try to make it right, and explain it, most people are open to listening to that. So that said, I want to talk about loot and I want to talk about grind spots or leveling. So first, with loot, just like a lot of games, need before greed is the name of the game, right? If you are, a healer or spellcaster doing magic damage, don't roll need on physical things to give to an alt, to give to a guildmate, right? Only roll need on things that you're going to equip immediately that'll help you and actually help the group in that moment. That's kind of the easy version of that rule, right? It's safe to click greed all on anything that isn't an upgrade, right? Some people will pass, out of kindness, but feel free to greed all or greed on anything that drops. If someone needs something, they should roll need on it. One little gray area is if everyone is going to greed and maybe it's not exactly a great item for your class, but you have an empty slot and just having some stats there would help you. I think it's okay to roll need. That's my take on that, and just explain it to the group, which is a good segue into if there's a disagreement on something, right? Mistakes happen. So if you roll need on something and you realize you shouldn't have, see if you can pass it off to someone. Just say, shoot, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. In the heat of combat, I clicked the wrong button. If that's true, right? But yeah, mistakes happen. Just talk it out, offer the item to someone else if you don't really need it, or explain why you rolled on it if you believe it's an upgrade for you. Another thing that can go a long way is offering hand-me-downs, right? If someone's disappointed or maybe they don't quite agree, and it's something that's an upgrade for you, but you had something in that slot, whether it's weapon or armor, just say, hey, this is the item I had. Is this an upgrade for you? And that could buy a lot of goodwill with other players too. Is offer to give them an upgrade when you get your upgrade. I think that covers it for loot for the most part. So for grind spots and leveling, I've been in the Highwayman Hills a lot lately. This would kind of go for any area where there's a lot of, let's say, 2-star, 3-star mobs. You'll have groups form, full groups of 8, with, tank, healer, bard, DPS. And their goal is to kind of kill all the easier mobs around them, regulars, 1-stars, and then, pull a 3-star out and then burn it down as a group. And you get a decent amount of experience, even as a full group of 8. And just kind of doing that over and over again, just because, once again, we don't have this big questing experience that is a good pathway to leveling up. So what happens with especially in phase 2, we've got 2 US servers, 1 EU server, which is great for testing, stress on the server capacity, all that stuff. But it adds some stress, with groups wanting to get in there, and things happening, especially when you have a bunch of groups in, close vicinity to each other competing for resources. So number one thing is find your spot, right? Find a spot in that area where you're not right on top of somebody else, right? And kind of claim that for yourself and start killing stuff there. There's a couple don'ts that are really important, right? Don't mob steal, right? If there's kind of a lane or an area where your group is pulling stuff and killing stuff and there's a group next to you, don't kind of shoot over and yoink, pull their mobs to you. That's just going to cause a problem, cause a fight. It's rude to do, right? This is group etiquette. And don't DPS race. If they pull something, because the way it works is if you tag it, you hit it first and you kill it, you get experience. If someone else tags it, but you do more than 50% of the damage, you'll get experience and they won't. So don't, be a jerk and just burn down another group's mobs and steal their experience from them. Don't do that. It's just going to cause fighting. The other thing is don't quote unquote train or wipe other groups intentionally. Don't get mad because something happens. Maybe someone did one of those other don'ts to you, right? Don't go and gather up a bunch of mobs and kite them and then run over the top of their group, because the way aggro works right now is sometimes they will start attacking the people that you run or that they run past and give up the chase on you and wipe their group. Don't do that. That feels kind of exploitative too, right? Like aggro in theory shouldn't work that way, and you're just going to cause a fight and cause problems. I would hope that most guilds, have a policy internally, like not to do that to other groups. I know ours does, but I don't want to speak for leadership. So, once again, mistakes happen, right? You may fall through a floor. You may pull too much. Maybe someone accidentally runs stuff over you and you're trying to get out of a bad situation, right? And you're running away, you're kiting stuff, and inadvertently, maybe some stuff bounces to another group and kills them, and they think you did it intentionally, or they're just mad that it happened. Explain what happened. Explain that you didn't do it on purpose. They may or may not believe you, right? See if there's something you can do to help fix it. Help res some people, help heal them for a little bit. Once again, communicating openly and honestly is the best thing that you can do in a situation like that. At least limit, the drama that happens. If things get heated too, you can always take a break, go to another area, or just agree to disagree. Say, look, I would never do this. You disagree. I'm going to leave you alone. We're going to be over here. That's the best you can do. Yelling, arguing, stuff like that will just inflame situations and cause people to kind of dig in, double down, and get defensive. That's true in a lot of things in life in general, not just vying for experience grind spots. So I hope that all makes sense. Maybe this was longer than it needed to be, but I've seen some things and I've heard about some things in game, and I think really focusing in on just communicating and explaining things to people and being understanding can go a long way, and it'll make it a lot more fun to play the game too. So I'm done talking about that. Until the next one, peace.